Hello, I'm going to illustrate a procedure you might want to follow if you're going to collect piano data for a before and after comparison. And then if you're going to send the data to me so I can analyze it, here's what I would like you to do. I'm showing on the screen here uh, Audacity, which I'm going to use to just record what I'm doing. I'm also recording everything on Zoom H2, so I have two procedures or two methods of recording going on at the same time, and I'll compare them later. Um, Here is a document that would contain some of these suggestions. The idea is to have as little background noise going on while you collect the data as possible. So heating, air conditioning, turn it off. Shop equipment, turn it off. Uh, Try to place the microphone. I'm going to assume that we're using something like a Zoom H2 near the piano keys. If you're going to collect data from the piano, put it in the middle near C4 and mark where you have put it so that when you come back later to do the after case, you can get the exact same spot of the piano. So you could have an apples to apples comparison. And then the rest of this is, I think, self-evident. So let's go on. Let's go back here. Okay, I'm using Cam Studio to record this. Okay, now let's start to record and let's see what happens here. I'm recording right now as we talk on the Zoom H2 on the piano. I'm going to use a Yamaha P120 to pretend it's a real piano, just to illustrate the point. So here we go. I'm collecting data. You can see that the trace showing up there on the screen. I'm going to go over here to the piano and start striking. I'll strike three keys. Start with C3. Okay, I'm going to stop the recording. Yeah, I'll go back to my Zoom H2 and I'll stop that. Okay, so now I have regathered the data. I'm going to use the Zoom H2 for the actual analysis because it's a higher quality microphone. This data here using the Audacity is using the microphone in the laptop, which is not a particularly good microphone. So you can see here's the talk that I went through before I started collecting. Here's the talk I went through afterwards. So I'm going to remove that and remove this. Now I've got three traces. There's some dead time in between. That allows me to separate them when it comes time to use my analysis program. Okay, let's stop this and we'll get back in a minute after I collected the data from the H2. At this point, the data from the Zoom H2 has been downloaded into my computer, or alternatively, you have collected data on something like a Zoom H2, and you have downloaded that to your computer and then put it out on a Dropbox or a BoxNet file that I can get to. So at this point, I have your data. Okay, we're back. I have taken the data from the Zoom H2, and for example, here's what it looks like because I had it recording a lot longer than I did when I was using Audacity. So here are the three strikes. Here is the same three strikes, except now I'm looking at the root mean square of the wave. And then finally I've trimmed it. So now I have the root mean square of the three waves as seen by the Zoom H2. And this is to be compared with the three strikes over here that is seen by the laptop microphone. A couple things you can see. First of all, it looks like I have some clipping here, so I probably haven't set the microphone properly. I could have de-gained it a little bit to get the total peak in there. However, there wasn't any clipping on the data from the Zoom H2. So I apparently set that okay, and that's preferable because I'm going to use the Zoom H2 data. So here, for example, is the root mean square after I removed the leading portion. I didn't touch the trailing portion because I'm not going to use that at all. I'm going to ignore it in the analysis program that I'm going to run later on. But here's the bulk of the wave. Here's where the key is lifted. There's some dead time in between. Looks like there's about 3 seconds or so, maybe. Some more dead time here. So the goal here is to have separate pulses with some dead time in between that the analysis program can easily separate and analyze.